Well, so we got this nice halfling festival going, right? There's fireworks. It's positive because... Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope you can come up for some nerdy air sometime, Romonger. You found that one that would fit with the sailors? Oh, okay. I'll keep that on the I'll keep that on the like on a, I think I can put it on a playlist or something. Thank you very much, Death Count. So we're here. It's Friday. We got some nice music playing. We're gonna be really positive and upbeat. It was a bit of a rough day for me as I had to, see a very good friend of mine. Miss Sophie, who you probably saw a couple times over my shoulder. In fact, I put a clip of it up. So I had a 13-year-old Tux cat named Sophie, and well, today was her last. She had a lot of fluid around her lungs. She had some kind of a mass in her chest, and we all agreed, the veterinarian and everyone in the household here, that it would have been for the best to do what we did. So, and on top of also not sleeping for about 24 hours, because I stayed up all night, even past the broadcast last night. I just stayed up, and we did what we could. I passed the time by mowing the lawn and doing some errands as well. So, you know what? I'm sad, but I'm happy, right? It's better. And look, life isn't happy all the time. We lose people and pets and objects and opportunities, and that's a part of the flavor of life. And how can you enjoy the good if you haven't tasted the bad as well, right? So I figured it might sound a little hackneyed, but in order to make things still thematic with our community and what we do here, as I said, I wanted a minimum of 2 characters this week from Volos. We made one, which was a full orc, and you're like, but a half orc is kind of the same thing, and I won't disagree. But I figured that, hey, even if it sounds a little cheesy, why don't we make a Tabaxi tonight, right? We didn't... 3 of our 5 Volos characters last week were Yuan-Ti, so we didn't really get a lot of spice there. And I think it would be fun, meaningful, and plus, let's face it, Tabaxi are a very popular character to play at many tabletops. People like being catmen and catwomen. Alright, Romonger, take care, man. Thank you for stopping in and saying hi. No, I understand, Derek. And I'm not rushing through anything here. And I'm not trying to trivialize things either. So, Sophie, this is for you. Yep, Norton, we're gonna make a cat person today. So this is gonna make the process a little easier, right? We have there we go, female Tabaxi. We're going to find out. Although catfolk are capricious, we'll give her a true random roll for her alignment. She's gonna be neutral good. And her level is going to be 20. Wow. Well, she's going to get a whole slew of feats, isn't she? Let's roll again and find out. Does she take all stat bumps or feats? 26. All her, baby. Now, for her background, it's a 13-sided die. 7. Oh, let's see. Background number 7 is a... Oh, that's those are the jobs here. A Hermit. Hermits also have a D8 origin, or like what kind of a hermit were they? She was a number 8. So on top of that, we're going to need 2d8 personality traits, 5 and 4, and then 3d6 other aspects of her. Ideal 2, Bond 2, Flaw number 5. Catfolk are perfect. Yes, GM Vault. By the way, GM Vault or GMV, I think I said, but if not, I did watch the video you posted on metagaming, and I really like how you presented it, and also how you said that, look, metagaming exists because it is a structure. It's like a scaffolding, you know, that is around the story, and that you urge people to consider that metagaming isn't necessarily itself bad. In fact, it's probably the symptom of something else going on in the game. And I really resounded with that. So thank you for sharing that. I don't know. Do hyenas and I guess lions would be kind of like a savannah equivalent? Do they get along? Is there like a thing between the gnolls and the tabaxis? You know, is this the end times in Ghostbusters, right? Cats and dogs living together. You know, it's utter chaos and madness. Meta the bane of many games. GMV, yep, you're very welcome. Mass hysteria, Gridlock. Or Gidlock. That's right. Alright, so she is a hermit. Now we can find out which class she is going to be. We have our nice golden D12 here. I don't. Is Bubonic one in here? Is he gonna cringe if we get another bard? If not him, then maybe a couple other people will. If I roll a 2 on this D12. No, I don't see Bubonic here. All right. Well, you know what? Let's see. Let's see what we're gonna get. Big golden button right over my shoulder. Well, this one. And it is going to be a 7. A paladin. Okay. So paladins are going to get a few extra rolls. Unfortunately, Gidlock, we got a paladin. Although, I don't know, speaking of that, I never rolled to see if she would be multi-classed, so we can do a percentile and see if she's 1 class or 2. Let's check it out real quick. 68. Okay, nope, she's just the 1. A paladin hermit. Now we come down here, and paladins are going to get 1 of 4 different fighting styles. As well, they're going to get 1 of 3 different oaths. So I'm going to make these rolls, and I'm going to note that over here. So let's roll a d4. 4 for the fighting style. Protection. I'm just going to make the note here. Protection. And I'll roll the D4 again and see what we get for the oath. Oath number 3. Oath of Vengeance. Okay. And we're going to roll a percentile and find out where, what age band is she in. 32, that puts her at a young adult. All right, so the standard information down here, I'm not going to worry about because that's for the PHB races. We know she's a young adult. Now we're going to come over here to Maddie Morgs' guide, to Volo's guide, to monsters as player characters. A guide. And here's our line for Tabaxi. So a young adult, they age as humans do, so 16 to 25, or in other words, a D10. We're going to roll it. 3. So 16, 17, 18 years old. Tabaxi start at 4'10", and we're going to add 2d10 inches to her height. We're adding 15 inches. So that is going to be 5'10", 6'1". It's as tall as I am. Oh, if we're cycling here. There we go. We'll play that the Celtic music here in the background while we're doing this. Okay. So Macabre's ready to go. GM Vault's getting into it. Roman says, I have a surname after my grandfather. I was born in Czech Republic, and now you live in the UK. So, Bavarian? Yeah. You see Bohemian and Bavarian, and you're like, well, where did they get Barovia from in Curse of Strahd? But of course, you look at the geography in that mod, and you look at a lot of the naming. It is very Eastern European. They did, in my opinion, a very good job at presenting a flavor, a unified flavor. I think those were old kingdoms before it was the Czech country. And Czech beer is delicious. I like Pilsner Urquell. Did I pronounce that correctly? Now we're going to take this same 15 and we're going to multiply it by 2d4 pounds by 6. So we're going to add 90 pounds to her frame of 90. So she's going to be 180 pounds. Kind of a svelte figure, perhaps. All right, that will complete our random number generation. We have a lot of things like, what does Hermit number 8 mean? Doesn't matter right now. Remember, these are placeholders. We'll find out soon enough. In fact, because I enjoy starting with backgrounds, let's go to Chapter 4 right now. And go to Hermit alphabetically, so it'll be in the middle. Criminal, Entertainer, Folk Hero, Guild, and Hermit. Here we go. Skill proficiencies, medicine, and religion. There we go. We do get a tool proficiency of an herbalism kit. She's growing her own catnip. We will get a language of our choice. I'll have to double check what. We'll find out soon what Tabaxis speak. So I'm just. I'm going to put down question marks just as placeholders, that we get a mystery language of some kind. Equipment. We'll get a scroll case with notes. A winter blanket. A set of common clothes. And an herbalism kit. Ooh, you know what? I just thought of this. I'm gonna pause this, not because I don't like the music, but because if this is if any of this Celtic music is picked up by the broad filter of a copyright analyzer machine or algorithm, that is going to blank out the audio portion of this part of the chat, and I do not want to do that. So I will be happy to play the Scottish and Celtic music link that was sent over. I'll do that in part 2 after we finish this character, because unfortunately right now I don't know if this will get picked up or not. I know for sure that the tabletop audio doesn't. So what we'll do is we'll kind of here we'll go to Milltown, and we'll have this going in the background just to be 100% sure that I won't get muted in a VOD, or if I upload this onto YouTube, that it's not going to, give me a copyright strike or something. So we'll come back to it. I was really digging the music, and I'm thinking like, oh, wait a second. Because wouldn't that be something to happen, right? Plunderloot says, it's delicious, light crisp, yet flavorful, and a touch hoppy. I like the idea of a night hospitaler for this Tabaxi. A paladin that lives in isolation, protecting pilgrims and treating injured people in need. Oh, that's a good concept. So we have our herbalism kit. And we're going to get 5 gold pieces. She's rich in spirit, isn't she? Yep, Hermit Paladin. We have a Life of Seclusion, which is our number 8 up here. Number 8, I was a pilgrim in search of a person, place, or relic of spiritual significance. So, you're talking about pilgrims there, Plunderloot. So she herself was a pilgrim in search of something or someone. Feature is a discovery. The discovery background feature, oh my gosh, it does so much in a game. It's a huge plot point in itself, and it really does a lot to intrinsically tie your character in with the overarching plot of the story. Because you should sit down with your DM and say, hey, what did I discover? Set me on a path of realization or discovery. I mean, hence the name. You were out, you need a recap of stuff. Female Tabaxi Paladin, Oath of Vengeance, Protection Fighting Style. She is a hermit background. She was a pilgrim in search of a person, place, or relic of spiritual significance. We haven't filled in yet her personality placeholders, Norton. In fact, we're going to be getting to that shortly. Alright, so that's what Hermit number 8 means. As we come down here to her personality traits, it's 5 and 4. I'm oblivious to etiquette and social expectations. And number 4, I feel tremendous empathy for all who suffer. Her ideal is number 2. Logic. Emotions must not cloud our sense of what is right and true, or our logical thinking. I hope she's got sass because that's the pose I'm going for, says Darkwolf. Well, give her sass if she doesn't have it by a dice roll. Her bond is number 2. I entered seclusion to hide from the ones who might still be hunting me. I must someday confront them. And her flaw is number 5. I'd risk too much to uncover a lost bit of knowledge. She dug too deep in the kitty box. Okay. Why are there 2 personality traits? Asks Mola. They're good milestones or ways to think about your character holding more than just one ideal. Not that they can't. If you only want to give them one very strong personality trait, you may. But if a character has, if there's 2 personality traits, it's going to help make your character a little more 3-dimensional, because now you're having to entertain these 2, guideposts or goalposts, these 2 milestones of your character. So now instead of just saying, oh, well, I'm oblivious to etiquette and social expectations, which if you only want that as a personality trait, you can do that. If you, I'd imagine your DM would be fine. But the book suggests taking 2, so you can measure where you're at between these 2 guiding points. So not only is she oblivious to etiquette and social expectations, but she also feels tremendous empathy for all who suffer. So she would be the type of person who would come up. So think about it, right? Use this as a filter, Mola. If a character holds these 2 views, she would come up and she might say something like, "Oh, that is a terrible injury. I think I can see the bone. Oh my gosh, you probably have like 2 days left to live." She's not being mean. She could very well be factual. She feels the suffering of the person, of this person who's injured and laying at the side of the road or something. But she's also just blunt, or she doesn't have a good bedside manner. Or maybe she does, but she's just really obvious about the way that she delivers information. And it doesn't mean she won't act on it. She will. But she'll just be oblivious of the social, oh yeah, you got a pretty nasty lump there. You can go to medical stuff or, whatever you'd like. Ivlon, hello. Thank you. Yep, so it's to help because let's say, Mola, you have a Tabaxi Paladin and I do, and we both chose that we're both oblivious to etiquette and social expectations. Not that we can't have different characters, but think of it like this. If you ran this character over here, and your Tabaxi Paladin was not only oblivious to etiquette and social expectations, but she had tremendous empathy for all who suffer, and my almost similar Tabaxi Paladin, we went with, let's go with personality trait number 1 here. I've been isolated for so long that I rarely speak, preferring gestures and the occasional grunt. Well, is that a big difference even among female Tabaxi Paladins? And so it's to help give you more roleplay prompts or to help make decisions better through the filter of your character sheet into or through the mouth of your character in the game world. Derek, yeah, if you want to do that too, that's fine, right? She was living this life of solitude. She made some kind of discovery that brings her back into the world. You know, even if she was this night hospitaler that Plunderloot was talking about, you know, it's not that she doesn't get along with people, but she just kind of lives in a cave or whatever. You know, she can be kind of lewd and crude, because who's she gonna impress? And you know, if someone's walking on a pilgrim's path, she'll protect them or something along those lines. In fact, she probably took her oath of vengeance because of these ones who might still be hunting her. And she said, "No, I'm going to hunt back." All right, that is her. That's her background. Now let's pop over to Volo's and take a look at the Tabaxi. Wandering outcasts, barterers of lore, fleeting fancies, tinkers and minstrels, and some suggested Tabaxi names. There is a ton of fluff here. Is this stream going to get into it? No, not right now. We could do a lore stream at some point in time, I guess. So, read the lore. Even if you don't use it in your game world, it's still providing a fun, comprehensive way to look at a culture of people who are like this. A Tabaxi might have motivations and quirks much different from a dwarf or an elf with a similar background. You can use the following tables to customize your character in addition to the trait, ideal, bond, and flaw from your background. The Tabaxi Obsession table can help hone your character's goals. For extra fun, roll a new result every few days that passes in the campaign to reflect your ever-changing curiosity. Ah, isn't that something? So we have some obsessions and quirks. We can make a note here when we go to additional features and traits. We'll say that our obsession and our quirk. There are 8 obsessions. Number 7, a location. And there are 10 quirks. Number 10. You can't help but pocket interesting objects you come across. There we go. A little bit of Tabaxi flair. That's a little frosting on the cake, right? All right, Tabaxi are medium-sized creatures. We have a base walking speed of 30 feet, giving us a 15 climb, 15 swim, 0 fly. We do have dark vision. We have 60 feet of dark vision. Feline Agility. Your reflexes and agility allow you to move with a burst of speed. When you move on your turn in combat, you can double your speed until the end of the turn. Once you use this trait, you can't use it again until you move 0 feet on one of your turns. So you got to have time to kind of crouch down and get that butt wiggle before you pounce. So it does give you boosts of speed. Whoops. Actually, I put Protection Oath of Vengeance under race. That's fine. So feline agility. Cat's claws. Because of your claws, you have a climbing speed of 20 feet. Hey, so we're going to come up here, and boom, instead of 15, we got a climb speed of 20. In addition, your claws are natural weapons, which you can use to make unarmed strikes. If you hit with them, you deal slashing damage equal to 1d4 plus your strength modifier, instead of the bludgeoning damage normal for an unarmed strike. So we can even put up here, we have claws. And this is going to be 1d4 plus S. I'm going to put S to remind us that this is a strength-based attack. And this is slashing damage. Cat's talent. You have proficiency in the perception and stealth skills. There we go. Languages, you can speak, read, and write Common and one other of your choice. So we have Common, question mark, question mark, question mark, and question mark, question mark, question mark. Excellent. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry. Our Dex increases by 2 and our Charisma by 1. So I'm going to put those little notes down here. We already have our age and our alignment. And here's a note if you're playing in the Forgotten Realms where the Tabaxi could be used. Okay, so we have finished with our racial information. Now let's pop back to the player's handbook and look at classes. Specifically Paladin. A Paladin. A Paladin. Or a Paladin. Our Tabaxi really likes butter, but you can't let the cat lick the butter. Derek, I'm still working on the pose. I can post it when you finish. I just posted one working pose and a loose composition. Would be glad to keep it going back and forth. Kasheeba Fastclaw for the name. Okay, we are going to get a whole slew of stuff as a paladin. We are a D10 hit point class. And as we are 20th level, my gosh, I'd say what are the odds, but we know it. She has 20 D10 hit dice. Hey Zero, it's good to see you. We are going to have proficiency with all armor and shields, weapons, simple and martial. No tool proficiencies. Wisdom and charisma are going to be our saving throws. Our proficient ones, I'm sorry. Now we're going to choose 2 skills. And I'm going to repost that over here. Choose 2. Athletics, insight, intimidation. Not medicine, we already have that. Persuasion and religion. Now, remember, as we're choosing these skills, let's who is she? What is her personality? Right? We know she's a hermit who went on a pilgrimage, and that is what led her to take that as a background. Right? She's a pilgrim hermit. When we look at her personality, I'm oblivious to etiquette and social expectations, and I feel tremendous empathy for all who suffer. I don't know if that means insight. Logic. Emotions must not cloud our sense of what is right and true or our logical thinking. I entered seclusion to hide from the ones who might still be hunting me. I must someday confront them. As well, I'd risk too much to uncover a lost bit of knowledge. So how does that... we have insight religion says 0. A hermit's not likely to be able to intimidate or be able to persuade. And plunder loot seems to agree. Hey, there we go, Ivalon. Ooh. Insight and... oh, we already have religion. I'm sorry. Did I put religion twice? So yeah, I'm sorry. We already have religion 0, so we can get something else. I mean, we can say athletics, right? Does she like climbing up boulders and trees? If she's kind of lived as a hermit, would she have to do a lot of physical tasks? You know, like carrying like piles of wood back for campfires or something. Plunder loot's thinking athletics. Okay. No, I know who you're talking about, Evelyn. Okay, we get some more things. We get a martial weapon and a shield, or 2 martial weapons. Well, she did take Oath of Vengeance, but also the protection fighting style. That is, if it attacks and you must have a shield. All right, so we're gonna go a martial weapon and a shield. What kind of a martial weapon would you see her wielding or using? It doesn't just have to be a longsword. In fact, you know, if she wants to use her claws, she can just go like claw and shield. And if we want to give her a greatsword that she uses on occasion, we could do that, because she could still fight with a claw and a shield. Or if we want to give her a warhammer and a shield, we could do that too. What kind of a weapon would a paladin like this, someone who's lived in isolation, who made some kind of a discovery about the world, and who has come out of her hermitage/pilgrimage, what do you think she'd use? GM Vault. Oh, so a war pick. In fact, if we go over here, there are stats for that. Right here, there's a war pick. You know, maybe we could argue that helps her climb. You know, especially on rocky surfaces. So maybe we could do that. You know, the pick might be an extension of her claws. Although, isn't that fun to imagine? Here you have a paladin who is dressed in armor and has a shield, but the main weapon is actually the claws, and so you have like a claw and shield fighter. Wouldn't that be something? Ice pick? Is that? I'm not sure if is there a difference. GM Vault, is a war pick different than an ice pick mechanically, or I'm sorry if I'm losing you here. There's also a miner's pick, I guess. But I guess you could arguably say that could just be statted as, you know, a miner's pick or an ice pick could be statted as a war pick out of the weapons section. We'll just say a pick. A pick is a pick, and that's what we've picked. That is going to be 1d8 plus strength. Oh, I put that under cantrip. I'll have to use some like clearing drops or something on my contacts here. That's piercing. Oh, more like a dagger. Chewy, hello, welcome. We will give her a shield bonus, so we'll click that. Let's go back to Paladin here. We have a lot of stuff. 5 javelins or any simple melee. So probably 5x javelin, 1d6 strength piercing. Given that she was on a pilgrimage, she probably has a priest's... pardon me. A priest pack. Chainmail. And a holy symbol. So our class is going to give us Divine Sense. 1 plus charisma modifier. You don't have to redraw Dark Wolf. Draw the character however you'd like. Ah, I see. That's an expensive tool. Oh my gosh. Why is that one? Oh, because it's extra long, I guess. Because you're looking at this and you're like, oh, look, it's an ice pick at 17, 19. Here's an anvil one for 52. And you're like, oh, 60. That escalated quickly. So sure, we can give her an ice pick also. You'd use something like that embedded in a staff. Oh, so you go in like a quarterstaff match, and then you press a button, and the little ice pick might slide out, almost like a claw in a hand, right? She's already got 4 little ice picks, or I guess 5, but is bleed a mechanic in 5th edition? Is it an optional rule or something? So here's our Divine Sense. We're going to get Lay on Hands, which we're going to put here. She's level 20, so she has 100. She has 100 points to use to heal people or remove disease or poison. More like how they oh, and a cane sword. Gotcha, Chewy. Then we're going to get our fighting style of protection. We will get spell casting. We're not going to worry about that just yet. We are going to get Divine Smite. Divine Health. We'll take our Oath as our archetype. We will get an extra attack. An Aura of Protection. Aura of Courage. This goes up to Improved Divine Smite. And we're going to get something called Cleansing Touch, which can remove effects. Now, we took Oath of Vengeance, so something happened, right? She was driven off by people. It's in her personality here. We will get Oath spells. We are going to get Channel Divinity. The first one is Abjure Enemy and Vow of Enmity. We are a relentless avenger. So not only can we challenge people to fight us, our supernatural focus helps us close off a foe's retreat. When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, you can move up to half your speed immediately after the attack and as part of the same reaction. This movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. And what's interesting too, remember, with Tabaxis you get that pounce. So you can tag someone with your attack and then leap after them at twice your speed. Cool combo, huh? We also have a Soul of Vengeance. Starting at 15th level, the authority with which you speak your Vow of Enmity gives you greater power over your foe. When a creature under the effect of your Vow of Enmity makes an attack, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against that creature. And she is going to be an Avenging Angel. At 20th level, you can assume the form of an Angelic Avenger. Using your action, you undergo a transformation. For 1 hour, you gain the following benefits. Wings sprout from your back and grant you a flying speed of 60 feet. You emanate an aura of menace in a 30-foot radius. The first time any enemy creature enters the aura or starts its turn there during a battle, the creature must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. Attack rolls against the frightened creature have advantage. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. So you sprout wings and you become an Avenging Angel. Okay, at level 20, we have 4 first level, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and 2. We're definitely not full casters as paladins. GM's Vault says, I don't know. It's in Pathfinder. Darkwolf says, I'm glad you posted. I don't know what happened, but I lost the entire pick. Chewy says, if you really want to make someone bleed, I like the use of corkscrews. Oh my gosh. Darkwolf, it's okay. I was able to download the pick you posted, so no lost progress. Chewy says, I was looking forward, or you're looking at favored soul, but they got rid of armor and martial weapon. Boo. Darkwolf says, a winged tabaxi. I had room for that. Well, I mean, it's a once-a-day ability, but yeah, if you want to draw her, in the Avenging Angel form, you could, with whatever her wings would look like. We need to give her some stats, actually. We have the standard array of 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 8. I'm thinking let's look at her personality again. I'm oblivious to etiquette, so charisma might kind of be a dump stat. Although you cast off charisma as a paladin, don't you? Yeah, you do. Oh, this is an interesting character. So maybe she'll just take a bunch of smites, so she doesn't actually have to cast. Logic. Entered seclusion to hide from the ones that might still be hunting me. I risk too much to uncover a lost bit of knowledge. So she's kind of smart here. So maybe 8, no, not 8. We could go, is she going to be more charismatic than strong? Probably. You have a lot of stuff that rides off that. So we could make an interesting paladin that does have, you know, she is strong, but is not necessarily strength-based. So what if we went something like 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8 intelligence. I think that makes sense, right? 13 strength. That would give her a 14 dex. Con, int, 8 int, 14 wisdom, and she'd have a 16 charisma. Way more charismatic than strong, but that's fine. You know, as a hermit, you're not exactly fighting all the time, but you do need to, you know, you do need to climb and do other tasks. Charisma doesn't necessarily mean social norms. She may be more of a force of personality type charisma. Conan was outside of social norms, but far from a charisma dump stat. Yeah. All right, so let's stick with this then, right? So we have a 16 charisma at level 1. Remember, these are just the level 1. These are the level 1 stats that we're starting at here. And now we have 5 ability score improvements, ASIs or stat bumps that we can give her. If she does enjoy logic, one of those probably is going to go and put intelligence at 10. So now we have 4 left. So probably 2. 3. 4. And 5th, let's bring her strength up to 17. There we go. If any of you have other recommendations for the stat bumps, please let me know. And look, this isn't permanent ink on expensive card stock. We're like, well, we're stuck now. If we do this, that's going to give her a +3 strength, 2 dex, 1 con, 0 int, 2 wisdom, and 4 charisma. You are at a +6 proficiency bonus at this level, meaning, let's see, her strength saving throw is 3, but athletics is going to be 9. 2, 2, 2, and stealth is going to be 8. She doesn't always wear her armor. So, you know, Derek, like her getting up in the morning and, you know, just kind of scratching her butt, her armor is probably something that she fled with and uses rarely, because how can she fix it in the wilds? So she only wears it for special occasions, or, you know, should she need to defend herself or someone else. So she does have to rely a lot on her own natural dex or her ability to hide and get out of the way, you know, climbing trees and whatnot. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. But religion is 6. She has read some books on religion. It's going to give us a 10 charisma saving throw. We will not be charmed. We are charming ourselves. There we go. So this is going to be a +9 to hit. There we go. Because we cast off charisma, our attack is going to be a +10 if we're casting attack spells with our force of personality, our winks or our grins or our scowls. And this is going to be an 18 to save against the effects. Hit points, going to be easy to figure out. First level, you get your maximum hit die. All the other levels, so 19 of them, right? She's a level 20 character. Half plus 1 is 6. And then for all of her levels, so all 20 of them, you get your con modifier. There we go. So there's our algebraic equation. We're adding 20 here. This is going to be 114. So 144 hit points at level 20. Initiative's going to be at a +2. And armor class, if she's wearing her chainmail, that's 16. Plus shield is 18. So this is if she's fully armored. Passive perception is 10 plus your perception modifier, so hers is 18. She's very aware. Paladin. We're casting off of Charisma. 18 save, meaning a +10 to hit. We had Lay on Hands. We have a pool of 100 hit points, and we've used 0 of them. No cantrips, but we do have 4, 3, 3, 3, and then 2 for our spells. Charisma modifier plus half your paladin level rounded down. So spells prepared. +10 plus 4. There we go. 14 spells. And our oath ones we always have access to. We can just prepare 14 spells on top of that. Oh, you could draw it however you'd like. Do you want to draw a fully armored person, you know, with a visor down and just there's a tail poking out? You could do that, or just draw. You know what? If you just draw a figure who's laying in bed with the sheets pulled over, and then if you want, you can have like a clawed hand or a tail, kind of like draping over the makeshift cot in her cave or something. That's still a personality. A very poignant personality portrait. Delcorin, hello. And Dorgrim, welcome. That's true, Derek. C'est vrai. Being a vengeance paladin, it's going to load us up with 2 spells per level here. We're going to get Bane and Hunter's Mark, which is very interesting. Hold Person and Misty Step. Haste and Protection from Energy. Banishment and Dimension Door. We have a teleporting paladin here. And Hold Monster. As well as Scrying. You cannot hide from her eyes. And so then remember, this is what our oath gives us, and we can slot in 14 other spells in any level that we can cast. You know, so if we were to go through and put in the 14, this would represent what does she do on an average day, right? If she's not going to go fight a dragon or a bandit gang or something, if she just wakes up, scratches her butt like Derek, like Derek said, you know, what does she prepare for every day on some basis? And you can look through your paladin spell list and see what's available to you, and think about her life, her lifestyle. What would she prepare for? What would she consider? Is she sufficient? Does she supplement herself by magical food and drink, or does she focus on a lot of potential healing? Because if she lives in a cave along a pilgrimage, maybe she heals people who pass by, even if it's just, you know, weary feet, something like that. So think about your spell list as almost like a diary. It's a delve into the personality of your character. And so here we have an epic level, a 20th level paladin. We can fill in a couple more details because the Aura Devotion is... I'm not that one. Aura of Courage. It's 30 feet now. Aura of Protection is 30 feet. Gains a bonus to the saving throw equal to your charisma modifier +1. So slash +5. Save. What else? Cleansing Touch. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your charisma modifier. You must finish a long rest. So Cleansing Touch, we can use 4 times per LR for long rest. Okay, I think we got something here. Yeah. All right. So here's our character, and a couple of you are working on some art. So I am going to over here. Alright, we have a character. And look, you'll notice that time-wise, yeah, we made a level 20 character. Now, did we delve into every little bit of lore and develop her every level along the way with adventures? We haven't. We focused on, you know, some of the mechanics, what you get along the way. We talked about who she is as a paladin and as a tabaxi, and especially with her background. But character creation takes about an hour for first level. Every level after that adds like a minute or two. So we made a level 20 character in about the same time that we've been making a level 1 character. So it shouldn't be too menacing. Hey, Dorgrim. Oh, got some pudding. Is it banana? Did you get some banana pudding? Butterscotch, perhaps? So... All right, well, everyone, I need to get up. I'm gonna take a break, okay? Oh, did you put vanilla wafers in it too? Come on, Dorgrim. You can't have banana pudding without vanilla wafers. I'm gonna get up and take a break, about 10 minutes. I don't know. There's a possibility I might need a little bit more time. We'll see. So hang tight. Chat, talk, play games, go on adventures. Dark Wolf and Ivalon are here to help answer questions, welcome people, award points for the adventures. And when I come back, we have a dungeon that was supposed to be themed, but I really haven't had a lot of spare time this week to work on it for reasons that were over in the Discord with the loss today of my dear Sophie, 13-year-old cat. And so, yep, I'm going to get up, take care of what needs taken care of, and I'll come back. We'll chat. Let's keep it optimistic and friendly. We can share stories from the tabletop, or if you have, other little, little creatures that you call friends, we can swap stories there too. But otherwise, look, it may have been a sad day, but that doesn't mean that we have to be sad people. We're not. We're a great community filled with people from all over with different vocations, educations, talents, experiences, cautionary tales, braggadocious, yarns that we spin for other people. And that's why I felt motivated and comfortable to be before all of you, on the evening of otherwise kind of a bad day. Because you are who you are, and I don't want you to change that. Pardon me. I had dinner before going live here, so I had a couple burps. So, Chemison, hello to you. Welcome. I'm just about ready to take a break here. I need to kind of get up and take a breather and a stretch and, just take care of things. So, I'll be back in 10, maybe 15 minutes or so, okay? Death Count, I think, I don't know if 3D Max is anything different, but MS Paint can do 3D stuff now, too. So I don't know if that is actually something that can be of use to you. So, Chemison Delcorin, yeah, if you guys just got here, I'm taking my break. It was an interesting day, and I'll be back soon, okay? So stick around, and